Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 65 of Beyond Retro. I'm Nathan Kennedy here with Tyler Baker and Joe Amato, and today we're gonna rip. We're gonna rip them. We're gonna rip them, you jockass.
Oh shit! Retro. Sorry, hold on. I gotta turn down my volume.
Wow, Joe, you totally fucked it up.
Didn't I? What a way to mess up an intro. See, that's what happens when I switched. Yeah, I had my my computer in front of me, so the volume was up when I was, having stuff watching early, and I forgot to turn it down. So with that 30-second delay, you started off, and bam, it hit this here, and yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, I just had to see what everything looked like. I can't see you guys, but now I can see you down here.
There, damn it, Joe. Damn it, Joe.
Jockass.
Yeah, Jockass, exactly. Are we here to talk about the movie that was breaking all sorts of box office records back in the day? Like, what are these records for just being mediocre? I didn't get it, but no, it was a good movie. I love No Holds Barred, and yeah, we'll be getting into that in a bit. But I always love that, like I said, when I watch primetime wrestling and Gorillas just hyping up as the biggest movie ever. Of course, that's what Vince and everybody's probably having them do. You got to make it seem like it's great so everybody can go to the theaters, and well, I think it at least doubled, but I don't know if that at least paid and, paid for any of the other advertising and stuff. But at least it's one of the movies that Hulk Hogan, made to where you've seen somewhat of a profit. I don't know how his others did, but I don't think they really made profit. Wasn't quite sure. I figure if anybody know, it'd definitely be Tyler.
I know No Holds Barred. I mean, I think when it came out like next to like Indiana Jones in the last.
Yeah, out of all damn movies, like, oh yeah.
But it came in like second place though.
It was.
I think. So considering. Yeah. That's not bad for a movie that, is going up against a juggernaut like that in the summer of Batman, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Back to the Future 2, Lethal Weapon 2. So, but it made, a small amount of money, but, everyone's going to say it was a complete dud because I guess everyone was, what do you think it was going to be as big as Batman? I just, and I remember I actually didn't see those promos of like, because I would see them like old Hulkamania VHS tapes of like Sean Mooney saying, it's been a humongous blockbuster hit this summer. I'm thinking, and this was after I learned that the movie was not a success. I'm like, wait, what? And I started to realize that's one of those gimmicks too, where you see like big hyped up commercials for home video releases. Oh man, the Predator is the number one comedy in America, but you got to buy it today on Blu-ray and digital, as if like it made tremendous amounts of money. Like it didn't, but they have to act like a movie that didn't do well was the biggest box office hit. Bigger than Avatar, bigger than Titanic.
Rip.
Which honestly, this movie is definitely better than Avatar and Titanic. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Tyler. Yeah. Tyler, of course, you got to keep it alive. Got to have that movie poster in the background.
And it's autographed by the immortal Hulkster himself, too, so there's a little extra flair on this poster.
Ugh.
Why did you do that? Why did you say ugh?
Hold on, no. Because I'm not a Hogan fan.
If Nathan had been there when I met Hogan, I think his mindset would have been a lot more different than when he's not around. When he's
probably not.
It would have. When as good an experience as it was meeting Hulk Hogan, Mean Gene, and Jimmy Hart. I mean, I told Nathan about that. Nathan was like, "Oh my god, I missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime."
No, I was like, "How much money did you spend on that?" I was like, "What a waste."
Whatever.
Did you really say that?
No.
Yes.
He only says it to bust my balls, but he was like, "Wow, man." I was like, "Yeah, that's right." Hulk Hogan complimented my look, and Mean Gene Okerlund thought he knew me in the bathroom. It was great.
Well, wait. He knew you from the bathroom. This sounds like a bad story.
No, he thought I went to the bathroom. While I was waiting.
I've seen that penis before.
Well, he's drinking, like a nice mixed beverage or something like that because he's a notorious drinker. But no, so one of the guys working the staff overheard me miss the talking that I missed the opportunity to see Mean Gene in person because he was only showing up for a Q&A. And the guy says, "Well, he's actually just ran to the bathroom." I was like, "Oh my, Eric, hold myself. Like, I want to be able to see Mean Gene Okerlund." So I go to the bathroom and he's at the urinal. I'm like,
he's taking a piss. You're going, "Hey."
No, I couldn't use the bathroom yet, so I just waited patiently. He turns around and goes, "Hey, bud, good to see you again." I'm like, "All right." I'm just talking to him right there in the bathroom. I'm talking
to him, shaking his hand. He's trying to take a piss. He's pissing everywhere else. Like,
No, he didn't do that.
Here.
But he did
Now,
talk
all
to
right,
me.
if he would have offered a handshake when he turned around after taking a piss, but he hadn't washed his hands yet, would he have still shaking his hand?
You know, it's Mean Gene Okerlund. That guy. I could have just said, "Fuck it." and shook
Nip.
his hand, you know?
He's like, I'm never washing this hand again.
I touched his hand and his dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best moment ever. Hello to Janish and Fedmon also in the chat room. And Delvis78. Thanks for joining us. Oh, God.
Man.
I think that's almost the first time we kind of almost got right into the movie because we usually do our random talking too. But I think Nathan,
It's all
you sound like you
connected
were
to
gonna
the
ask
movie,
something.
though.
Oh, sure, it is. It is.
What
But
were
Nathan,
you?
were you gonna say?
Oh, I mean, I guess since Delvis is in here, I can go ahead and I can show this off. I got this in the mail, and yeah, that's just badass right there. So yep,
That's
gonna say I was
awesome.
drunk. We got the pony here, and I don't know if this was done intentionally or if he had watched if I had wore this shirt on one of the other shows we done at some point, but I do have this shirt. I don't know if he was just like, I'm just gonna put this shitty beer logo on his shirt. It'll be funny. I'm like, I actually own that shirt. So that was awesome.
And what is the shirt again? I forget every time you say it. What?
It's Ham's beer. Like you can get a 24 pack for like I think $10 here. It's like just really cheap ass beer. I've never actually drank it. Maybe I should give it a try at least.
I know it's a cool picture, but I mean, is there a story behind the words that you have up there that you're saying? Like, I mean, for fans who maybe didn't know or didn't catch.
Yeah.
us
I mean,
say it to us.
that's just me cursing right there. And then gonna say I was drunk is just in regards to that Donkey Kong Country video the first time that I attempted to play it, and I was drunk and I shut the stream off and deleted the video.
And you blamed it on the alcohol, right? That's what you did. That's why you lost.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why. Hey,
Well,
Joe,
that's an awesome
you
picture.
were there last night. I beat the game.
And he did. He did a great job, guys. And he also played Batman Returns, and he got to the end. He didn't beat the game, but he
I
got to
thought
the
I
end.
did.
It's the furthest.
I thought I did, but I didn't.
Yeah, he did a great job. So, like I said, I tried to give him a little coaching before he played, just a little tips to see if it could help him possibly. But he did a good job, and I think the next time he plays, he'll probably beat the game. So
Yeah.
So it's like Joe being the Italian. He's like Rocky, and Nathan is like young Creed.
yeah,
Coach him in his
exactly.
corner there. Yeah.
Yeah, but when we were playing Donkey Kong Country, Cranky Kong at the end, he comes through. He's like, I beat this game using one life, and I did it in less than an hour. And I'm like, there's Joe right there.
Yeah.
And I agreed. I said, wow. When I heard Cranky say, I was like, yep, that's probably exactly what I would have said to Nathan. So I was probably Cranky Kong. And of course, Tyler, you didn't watch the stream, but he's dubbed you one of the big guys. What was it, Crusher? There's this big guy that walks Crusher that has a tank top. He's like, hey, look, it's
got
Tyler.
Tank top on and like blonde hair. I'm like, there's Tyler.
He said, there's Tyler. So I made a little thing that I'll do to advertise that podcast that Tyler, you might get a kick out of. So.
You hear that?
By
Joe's
all
going to
means.
advertise it, Tyler.
Well, I mean, of course, it's video game related. So if it's that, then Joe will take the time to. Yes, I'll advertise the little Peon podcast because then I could boost my ego.
No, but it's in good taste because at the end when they're all walking by, they're showing their names with the credits, and when they showed the two big guys walk and said Crusher, I said, all right, you know what I got to do, Nathan? I got to go in there, edit that, and so when you see the two guys, it's going to say Tyler. So yeah, I'll advertise it like that. Maybe everybody get a kick on it. And plus, yeah, maybe it'll get you some more views there, Nathan, and some more people can start watching you play the arcade streams live. So that's cool though. That Delvis, that is a cool picture you sent, Nathan. That is awesome, man.
And he says he's got to get back to work. So you enjoy the rest of your shift. That sucks. Tyler and I don't have to go back to work until the beginning of January. So that's
Thank
gonna be
God.
Awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And I work here all the time from the house, so there you go. That explains it. I'll show.
Well, hey man, that's the thing. If you can do something you enjoy and make money off of it, why not?
Yeah.
Maybe one day we can make money off of doing this.
Or I can get paid to write He-Man stories for a living.
That'd be crazy. Imagine some shit like that. So you never know. Anything's possible in the World Wrestling Federation. Anything. So we'll see how it goes. But what did you want to start about how your first time you seen this, Nathan, Tyler, when you seen the movie, how old you were? Because you can give it in reflection of when it came out. I'm always curious on that. Usually most of the time with some of these, I know with Tyler, it's renting some of them, but I didn't know how this was.
Yeah, I mean that's what this one was for me. Going into the video store, renting the tape, the height of like that wrestling era for me, honestly, as a kid, and I loved it. I loved it as a kid. Now watching it now, it's still good.
Is it duty? Is it Dookie to you now? or
Yeah,
something?
no, it's not Dookie. It's not Dookie, but it's to me now watching it as an adult, it is one of those so bad it's great movies. Like, but there's just so many funny parts in it. It's you can tell because I read that Hogan and Vince didn't like the script, so they sat down for like they together in a 72-hour period and like rewrote the script, and you can see it. Obviously, you can see it. Like Hogan, it just the whole time. It's like, I'm going over, brother. I gotta go over. And,
Hogan must pose. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Like, where to start? Really? Like, we open up with him in a match for the WWF as Rip, and strangely enough, the commentary team is Mean Gene and Jesse Ventura. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, why not Gorilla? Maybe he didn't want to do it or something, or why not Vince? You would think Vince would want to like stroke his ego and be like, I'm in a movie, damn it. But
Well, it's
no.
cool seeing something different. I mean, we know that Jesse liked doing a lot of the Saturday night main events, so it's good having him and Mean Gene, while he's usually the guy that always interviewed. It was cool to have him in commentary. I mean, yeah, to have somebody like Vince or Gorilla or Bobby the Brain Heenan, sure would have been great, but I like that they made it different. You know, it was a whole different feel. It was kind of strange. I remember when I first seeing Hulk Hogan coming to the ring, but he's not Hogan, he's Rip. It's a different music. I was like, this is kind of weird. And I was like, wait a second, is that Axe? You know, from Demolition? I was like, was that Axe that he was fighting? Every time I seen it, I was like, it was weird seeing with the goofy hair. Remember, wasn't that the guy who fought in that championship match? I believe at the beginning.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
What was the name of
Jake Mullet.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. And it's funny too. You would think because the big boot was there that he would have used the leg drop, but no, he uses like that double axe
hammer. Yeah.
Yeah. Which from what I gather is what was his finish when he was wrestling in Japan before his career really took off. So that's cool, I guess.
Because remember, he did it as Thunder Lips too when he's running at Rocky. So yeah, that was a thing he liked using. I remembered I was a big sucker for this movie. Not sucker meaning bad, because I really liked it, and I still like it. Sure, you can say some parts, maybe some corny things, but I still enjoy the movie. I just remember badly wanting action figures of Rip and all of us. Like, this would be so cool to have figures based off of the movie. Which they still never made any Rip figures or anything based off that movie.
I've actually got a Zeus and a Hogan from Jack's Classic in the Rip colors.
What year did they make those?
It's probably in the mid to late 2000s. Yeah.
No way! I didn't know that. Oh damn! Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for saying that. I'm going to search for them.
It's not advertised as Rip, but it's clearly, Hogan with the white headband, the teal blue trunks.
Does he got a Rip on shirt?
No, it's just him without a shirt. But I'm like, that was to me, and I was like, that's as close as we're going to get to a Rip figure. And then they made Zeus, as Zeus. He didn't have like the big chest piece, which I felt like, why did you guys not give him the chest piece or the headband or anything? But
yeah, the big
picture them all, big old lug wrench, could have lug wrench and stuff. I mean, I think it would actually be a cool ass little line of figures. And you know how people love collecting stuff nowadays. I could see that being a hit, honestly, if they would do no holds barred figures. I could see the wrestling fans.
The classic WWF Hasbro figures, like the ones with like the one gimmick and like very limited articulation, like to have a Rip figure and a Zeus figure. Like with like the Hulkster slam, the Hulkster hug, the Warrior slam.
Even cooler. Could you picture them posed in the big rubber style? I love those rubber
LGN
figures.
Stuff would have been cool too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Zeus like that, standing like this, or even like in his mode where he's always walking. But I think there could be some cool things. Damn, I didn't mean to sidetrack on figures, but I think they'd just be cool as hell.
I mean, no, it would be cool, and they're like always. They know there's awareness of following, but they want to piss all over it. So they just, Mattel's not going to. If Mattel was smart, if they want to release figures of like the Shockmaster, why can't they get, a Rip and a Zeus figure?
I feel like if they did those, they would be exclusive to something,
which is fine. Which is fine because it would be a niche figure. Because a lot, your casual, what's the term, Nathan? For us, all smart marks. They love to, crap all over the film.
I mean, I'm the smart mark. Tyler's still a mark for shit. So.
Oh yeah, because if Nathan gets excited about it, he won't let anyone else know about it because he's too cool for that. Because that's what makes him cool. You think Nathan is cool? That's what makes him cool, which is cool.
Was Nathan honestly like that in school?
Oh my God. You were not allowed to be excited about anything related to wrestling. You had to come in like, yeah, Jeff Hardy won the IC title. Pfft, who cares? No. I came in super excited. Nathan's like, and
I told him, I was like, he's just gonna lose it pretty quick. And what happened? What happened?
but that's what Nathan. Yes, and he did.
What
He
happened?
lost the following Raw. Yes, he
See,
did.
told you.
But it was just you could not be excited about anything. You weren't as if Nathan got a small whiff. Someone's marking out. Yeah, and then it was like blood in the water. Yeah, I mean you're throwing in buckets of chum. Because here comes the jaws of just you suck, man. You suck. You mark. You believe. And you just oh my God, and then you're just like oh God.
Yeah, I mean, we could tell the story again about how we all crammed into a truck and went to that house show, and I'm near the guardrail, and Jeff Hardy comes out, and like a little girl, Tyler just like goes over us all to try to like touch him.
No shit, really?
And as soon as he goes by, like Tyler's like, "Oh my God, oh I'm never washing my hand again," and I'm just sitting there like, "Man, Jeff Hardy's head's like really big."
It was humongous. But the entire time going to this house show, it's me, Nathan's cousin John, Josh, Keith, and was Bobby with us too?
Bobby was with us.
Yeah, the entire time, Nathan's just busting my balls. From the minute we get in the back of the truck bed, we're on the interstate, all of us piled up in the truck bed with an overhead, sitting on an inflatable mattress while Nathan's making fun of me for a good solid hour on the way to Hooters to eat before we go to wrestling.
Yeah,
we went time.
Yeah, we mentioned this before. I think we all went and ate at Hooters, and I think it was like half of us. I think it was you. I think it was Tyler, John, and Josh. They were just like, "Oh my God, our waitress! Oh, she's so hot. We got to tip her so much money." I was like, "All right, I'll pitch in a little bit." I guess. I think we tipped her like $85.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then we also won tickets to that show that we were already going to.
Yeah.
Oh, Fetmon says house show. It's just a untelevised live event. They just call them live events now, but before they used to call them house shows.
Yeah.
Well, the main event was what, Undertaker and Kurt Angle, I think.
I want to think so because Kane was there. Both Matt, Lita, and Jeff were there. X-Pac was there.
Albert was there. This is when X Factor was a thing. Holy shit!
Because we actually got to see Matt and Lita come out of the car and into the building.
Oh yeah.
Well, me and Nathan were walking around when he took a break from busting my balls. We actually kind of walked around the arena and.
I was just like, "Huh, that's cool." And Tyler's just like pressed on the glass, like,
yeah. Because Nathan was just too cool for everything. I mean, everything. He was just, I'm so much better than this wrestling live event house show here.
It was a good time.
Looking back, yes, I was ready to strangle Nathan in front of everybody, but
And the picture of that outside of Hooters, I have that on my Facebook. Joe, I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, do that. I'd like to see it. And Giannis also really quick mentioned that he's been lucky enough to meet the wrestlers, even face them in the ring. Because I think Giannis did say that, I don't know if Tito Santana hit him or beat him up or something, because Giannis is usually the bad guy. He's usually the heel. So I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Giannis got.
Giannis. Well, we know a guy that has a toy store that met Matt Hardy.
He met Matt Hardy.
I think he wrestled. Yeah, he wrestled somebody once. He was showing us like pictures and shit, and like being a real douchebag about it. Like I'm sure Giannis is really nice and cool about it, but that this guy is just a dick, huge dick.
And charges too much for his toys.
Exactly. So I never buy anything from him. Tyler kept.
Well, he's got a great selection of stuff. He is a prick though. But anyway, so I guess from that, we'll move forward from the beginning. We had that opening match, but then it's what's his name, Brell? Yeah, he's the TV executive for what is it, World. I think it's WNN or.
Isn't it World Television Network?
WTN.
World Television Network. He's like, well, we got to have them. Our ratings are in the shitter. We got to get Rip. So he meets with Rip. And Rip's just real nice. He's like, no, I'm loyal, blah, blah, blah. And then they try to, like, kill him, basically. There's a lot of, I need to kill him. If I can't have him, I got to kill him. So he's locked in to this limo, and he gets out, and, he's razzing with the guys. And then we get the infamous, he pulls the driver of the limo out, and this guy like really shit his pants. Like you would
I
think,
don't try to understand that as a kid. Like, why is it so wet and big and damp? Because I just figured if he
yeah, it's like,
his pants,
did he get that upset that he just had diarrhea? I
and
normally
sweat.
think when
I guess it's sweat and diarrhea. I guess.
I don't.
Listen.
Yeah, maybe he had some like bad gas station sushi or something,
Or maybe he had like a dollar store burrito and just
I could do it.
or he
Yeah.
got something from King Coupon from the dumpster. Regardless, like you just look and it's so damp and the guy's like and then you get the infamous line, oh, watch that smell. Dookie.
Can you imagine like them doing cut after cut of that scene? Like,
Hopefully
Well,
with only
yeah.
one take.
and then it just ends right there. And I'm like, all right, it transitions into the next thing. But then we have Samantha, terrible name.
Oh,
and
man.
that'll be my one per show here because I can't do this the entire thing. But oddly enough, as I was looking up just IMDb, today is actually her birthday. So
holy
Oh,
hell.
that's bizarre.
yeah, so happy birthday to Joan Severance.
She is. I mean, she is an absolute. She's got like a brief cameo in Lethal Weapon, like a nice kind of black mini skirt S&M like dress, and God, she's so hot, man.
But basically, her character is set up to lure Rip in, and it kind of backfires a little bit. We get that great scene where they have to share a hotel room together, and he's being all nice and putting the curtain to split the bed, and she comes in and she's wearing lingerie. You would think if she didn't want to get banged by him that she would be wearing just like a t-shirt and sweats or something. So she comes in looking all sexy. And he's just like being all nice about it. And then we move to that next scene and she's laying there and the bed's just moving. And it's like, look at it, he's jacking off. I could see Vince. He probably put that in the script when they rewrote it. He's like, we
I
gotta show
was a
him.
kid, like, what is he doing over there? Because all you see is like these two white things, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I guess
But
it's
he's-
the heel. Hogan's like,
Yeah, the
heels
heel
of
of his feet.
doing- yeah. But it was shot like, we got to get a shot of Hogan's heel. Like, what the hell is that?
And not only
As a
that, but
kid.
we got to have like a downward angle of like his ass. I'm sure Vince had to have that in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, him and his
that must
push-ups.
pose.
But of course, showing her, she's like instead of saying, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" and not wanting to look, she sure was inquisitive. She's sitting there lifting up the blanket to want to see. So you could tell she was interested, no matter what, knowing what the hell's going on the other side. But yeah, him doing his little push-ups that he continued to do. And we bust the bed, and when busts the bed, she rolls over on him. I always thought, yeah. I mean, I never wanted to see anything like so when the action started doing anything with girls. But I just always remember, I was like, God, I hope she's naked in this movie. But that's me as the younger kid thinking and forgetting. Oh wait, this is made by WWF. They're whoever did the studios, and it's not.
She was
rated
wearing
R.
a pretty slim outfit for a movie.
It was
that
revealing.
Kids were going to see. I mean, it was. I mean, she's sexy as hell. It's not a scene where she doesn't look her absolute best in every single scene she's in. So it's a shame she never did any more work. Like I only saw her in that Lethal Weapon and Bird on the Wire with Mel Gibson.
She's done a lot of TV work since then, it looks like. But she looks pretty good now. Like, just picture how her hair was, but with just some like silver and white tacked in there.
Oh man, it sounds
Yeah.
super hot.
Still got the smoking eyes too. I love her eyes.
Yeah. That's kind of like the main draw in for her to me was just the eyes. Like they pop. There's something about blue eyes like that with darker hair. I don't know. I think Emily's got brown eyes. I actually don't know what color her eyes are.
Oh, that's great.
Is that
That's the
your
woman
go-to
you've been
movie,
with for
Nathan? Like,
years.
Wait, what? You both were talking at the same time.
No, I said that's crazy. I said the woman you've been with for all these years, and like I don't know the color of your eyes. That's great. I just love you so much. Who doesn't know? Oh my God.
I want to say they're brown.
Oh, I hope she's watching this. Emily, shit, I don't know the color of her eyes. That's great. I bet she knows your eye color and everything.
You know what? I
if you
bet she
ask her.
doesn't. I bet she doesn't.
Mm.
She'll give me
Just
shit
doesn't
for
look
it.
like I care.
Yeah, the next time that I do the arcade stream, she'll give me shit about it. We'll make sure of it.
Yeah, I'll be sure to bring that up. But no, we forgot. Did you even bring up about the Battle of the Tough Guys? The whole thing that he wants to start. That.
Well,
other
yeah,
little
that's the whole
show?
thing too.
Yeah.
Like once Rip turns him down, he's like, "All right, I'm doing my own show," and it's kind of funny when you look at it from the perspective of Rip is the champion and representative from WWF, and now he's starting Battle of the Tough Guys. And I know that this character is sort of like based off of Vince, but at the same time, when you're looking at it in this perspective, it would be technically Vince is running WWF and this is his competition. So Vince wouldn't have been for it anyway. And then my brain just starts working in that like how wrestling really works thing. I'm like, none of this shit would have happened. Vince would have put the kibosh.
I think one thing people don't acknowledge about this film is this film was made with the idea that the perception of wrestling was still real.
Oh yeah.
So and that's something that people, I think, if you're going to dump on it, dump on it. But you also got to remember, it was made when everyone thought everything that happened at WrestleMania or SummerSlam Survivor Series was all legit.
Yeah, the kayfabe was strong.
Yeah, so you have to, buy in. If you buy into that, the movie works a lot better too. If you understand that perception of the film, I'm not saying it makes it sound much more intellectually superior, but that's something that you're going to quickly, if you don't acknowledge that or aware of that, then you kind of feel like none of this makes any sense. Like, of course not. You have to buy into the fact that wrestling was, that the idea that Hogan is the champ, that he could, I'm a legit wrestling champion. If I want to enter this tournament or take on the challenge from that he could do it, and you're not like a conflict of interest. It's not like he's going to WCW, it's just kind of a.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, my mind was going to that place of like, well, if this is here, Vince wouldn't have let any of this happen. But yeah, Battle of the Tough Guys, like, what a lame name for a show.
Can you imagine Vince says, "I've got it, Battle of the Tough Guys"?
No, yeah, that's exact precisely. He's like genius, and he's like patting himself.
I love it.
I love it. Damn it.
You know what's a bizarre thing?
Like a Tuesday night pay-per-view, like Tuesday night in Texas. It's like there's the Battle of the Tough Guys, on pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's crazy though. There's been things that of course, you always know the Tough Man fights that they had, but I remember there was a ripoff that came here where I live. First we had Tough Man, but then it was probably 5 months later we had the Tough Dudes, and this was it looked like some of the cheapest, sloppiest stuff. And I remember going to it, me and my dad. It was still fun to watch, but I remember this stuff was so crazy and low budget. There was a part where they said, okay, now it's intermission where you can get your picture taken with these ring card girls, because this is not an exaggeration. The girls that were there were ones that were kind of just chosen some strip clubs that were around downtown.
Were they like classy strip clubs?
Not at all, because this is what's great. It was in between rounds, they'd flash the cards. As they flashed the cards, they were trying to come out with having skimpier outfits. They would have a different selection. They'd come back, something skimpier. Then one would do a quick and flash herself. Another took her top. This wasn't stuff that was televised. This was just insane downtown. And I love this one kid. It must have been probably the biggest secret, let's say, picture that he'd have to keep. The boy got into the ring with his dad, and they said, you get your picture taken with the girls. And I remember the girls both taking off their tops. This kid looked like he was 10. He sat down on a chair, and one girl was here, one was there. The kid was smiling in the middle with his thumbs up like this, and they took the picture for him. It was like $10, $15. I kept thinking, what would the mother think if she seen that her little son just hit this bitch? That kid must have been just the talk of the town if he told his friends. Could you imagine being that kid?
My God. Joe, were you the kid?
Were you the kid? It's like, yes, I was. That's why I was doing thumbs. No, I was not the kid, but I just remember
Joe trying to act like he wasn't excited about some, junkie strippers. Like Joe was like, oh man,
I was super excited. Oh god,
about this.
The strip clubs in parts unknown are not very nice.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh well, it's like. They're still hot, but it's not. Yeah, it's not class. But it was. Oh, I was just so excited watching every time they'd flash it, and they were just topping each other. They were good. You could tell the girls were just trying to get the most yeses and cheers from the guys, because the guys were just screaming and just wanting to take it all off. They didn't, of course, do any of the underparts taken off, which would have been nice.
Is your taste in strippers like your taste in food, cheap and easy?
It probably came from a dumpster.
I like the Dollar Tree of strip clubs,
Well, you know me, it doesn't take much to please me. I'll take what
I
get.
Hey, I mean, at least it makes sense with this getting, because usually, like, when you go to strip clubs, it's like you're putting like $1 in their G-string and shit. So that's like right up Joe's alley.
Or quarters. I can see Joe like flicking quarters. Here you go, babe. flicking quarters at him like it's a wishing well.
And it
something
like hits
that.
him in the eye, and they fall off the stage and shit. And then the bouncer comes up. It's like, "Sir, you got to go." And he's like, "But why? You
I
can't
still
be
got a
throwing."
full sock full of quarters here.
Like, yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say I had this big thing just full of change. I still got all this to give them. Look at that. There's tons of quarters. I got at least $30.
I know, like the sock Joe has like a big hole in it too, and he keeps like dropping quarters. He's leaving the club, and they're escorting him out.
I somehow get poorer and
Oh, what
poorer.
about the
This is-
burrito?
What's up, Who Dat Whale? Thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, hey
Jesus
man,
Christ.
hope you're feeling a little bit better. He wasn't feeling
Yeah,
so
he
hot
was-
yesterday.
Yeah, he said he was feeling sick. Yeah, hopefully, definitely he's feeling better. Hopefully.
Yeah,
So.
because that's crummy anyway. It's like the holidays can be kind of taxing on people going.
Oh,
to
I've
your
been sick on the
relatives.
holidays, dude. Man, it
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Don't just whatever you do, don't shit in the bed like Tyler did.
No,
a lot.
well, that was
That's
last
a lot to-
February.
that's
2
a lot to
Christmases
clean
ago,
up.
I did have it coming out both ends. Christmas Eve night by myself, like cleaning up after myself. Oh God.
Charlie Brown trees just sitting over there in the corner. Ugh.
Yeah, I was like Kenny's down. Like, oh God, oh God, just jumping from back and forth, the toilet, bath. Oh God, all over my. Oh man, it was
So Joe, when you were going to like these fight things, did you have like your little disposable? What's a cheap ass brand for like Kodak disposable cameras?
Kodak? I mean, no, I didn't have any cameras.
I
never
can just see you with a disposable camera, just trying to take as many pictures as you could, and none of them.
I
turned out
wish.
good.
I mean,
he's got like part of a corner, like his fingers in half of it.
Yeah.
that would be me. No, it would be no. I wish I would have had some cameras to take that. It was a shocker. We weren't expecting that. Just like I said, once they started topping just over and over, I just kept thinking, "Damn that kid!" And of course, I didn't have the money to go up there because I would have loved to take a picture right there in the middle of the ring too. But I didn't have no money to do that, so I just had to watch that moment and those cheap ass fights. Hell, it's same thing like you talk about the house shows. I remember when the Ultimate Warrior was coming to the sports arena, and he was going to fight Andre the Giant. I just remember seeing it live and hearing that music. It's just the crowd losing their shit, and it was the quickest match in history. He ran into the ring. He clotheslined him again. Andre fell down. He ran off the ropes. He splashed him, pinned him, and ran out of the ring. And then after the match, Andre got up and he grabbed the mic. He said, "I didn't even hear the bell ring." And we were cracking up. It was like, damn, I wish I could have. And I still had the ticket stubs for those events.
Oh, yeah.
I still have those.
That's
saved.
awesome.
Yeah. I should show that sometime because I think it was like 1988, maybe. Damn, I hope I'm
it would have
getting
been
that year right. Or
89 or
9. 89 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 stubs. One was an 88 and one was an 89. And I couldn't remember if any of those was either Superstars of Wrestling or Wrestling Challenge because I know one was a dark. One we went to was dark to where, it wasn't like in Saturday mornings.
Wait, so
But another
there
time-
may have been a part that was televised.
But there was, like I said, I don't know if it was the time with the Warrior or the other time I went. I just remember one time the lights were on because that's the difference between the house shows and when there was a televised one. Was the televised one had the banners of Wrestling Challenge or
Yeah.
Superstars, and the arena was nice and bright. But when it was a house show, no banners, and it was dark. I mean, it was just dark. It was kind of weird.
Huh. You have to let us know where you're sitting, Joe. Maybe I'm going to.
Yeah, I might be able to see a big red modulate mask, somewhere, around the audience,
Photoshop's coming up ahead. I guess I'm gonna have to do something with the crowd. And you're
Yeah,
still
Joe's like,
gonna
you ain't gonna
I
see
was
my
right.
face out there.
He's going to be making a call to Stanford. Hey, you gotta take me. You gotta blur this one guy.
Right.
It's inappropriate,
Jesus, but-
he's wearing a big WWF logo on his shirt, so you're gonna have to blur that out.
I did take my Warrior shirt for that match. I remember wearing the Ultimate Warrior shirt, that one I showed a long time ago, that cool painted one. I mean, like the kind of 3D feel, thick one that I still have. I remember wearing that just at the event. Oh, damn. But I was in the middle. I was like in the kind of middle seats area. So you had that good ass view where there wasn't like people standing up, getting your way, like, hey, could you move? I was in just a good spot to watch at an angle. But, oh, shit. Well, I'm going to talk a little more about No Holds Barred because I got too excited there. But, I mean, I did enjoy the movie. I remember going to the theater to see it. I loved it. And I always, not to pick on Hulk Hogan, because I'm not saying, he's the most amazing actor or the suckiest, but I always thought that he had a good look, thinking this guy could be an action star. And I always thought it'd be cool seeing him in more movies. But, the ones we got are just, subpar. But I just wonder what that was. If it was him not wanting to, the Hollywood thinking he just couldn't act, Vince not wanting him to do it. I don't know. I thought he had that look. And that's what shocked me is when the movie came out, as big as Hulkamania was and wrestling was, I thought it was going to be, Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be really huge. I thought it was going to be not only bringing in the wrestling fans, but people who maybe just like, action movies and having them. And I just didn't understand why it didn't do as big as I thought it should have. It really did kind of confuse me as a kid. I never understood that.
I mean, it kind of still works that way, honestly, with Cena and those guys. Granted, they finally decided to go the route of let's do these direct to DVD instead of releasing them in theaters. But yeah, I don't know why it doesn't transition from, especially in the popular periods, that people just don't go to the theaters to watch these guys on the screen. I guess there's just no desire, or they kind of have a feeling that it's not going to be that great anyway. But yeah, Hogan's just he's kind of hit or miss in this film. I like it when he's Randy gets, and we're kind of jumping ahead, but when Randy gets hospitalized, and we'll have to get Tyler to do that. When God, this was the funniest part about this. So we're jumping ahead. Randy and his friend. Well, what's Randy's friend's name?
Hell, I can't remember. He was so meaningless in the film.
Yeah, so they go to watch. What I'm assuming is a taping of Battle of the Tough Guys, and they kind of get caught with the crowd because Zeus makes them scatter, and Randy and them run into everybody, and they have their Rip 'em shirts on. It's like, oh, I see we're converting some Rip 'em fans. That's cool. And then his stupid ass friend's like, don't you know? This is Rip's brother. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, you just put both of yourselves in trouble. And then they take him to Zeus, and Tyler, take it away. Zeus grabs Randy, and what does he do?
I can't do that. I haven't done.
Oh, come on.
I can't do it. It doesn't work. It didn't work back then either.
Do it. It's funny.
God, I feel like I'm just gonna embarrass myself trying to do something like this. God.
Oh my God! Just do it.
I can't. I don't have anything to work with. Like just
pretend. Just pretend it's me on that day of the house show.
Oh my God! I feel like this is one of those things you could hype it up. And you're like, okay, you know what? That was bad, Tyler. Like, don't never do that again. Like, I don't want to embarrass myself.
Oh my God! Do it. Fine. Fuck it. I'll do it. So Zeus grabs him. He's like, ah, ah, ah.
And somehow Randy's paralyzed from that.
Yeah, Randy's paralyzed.
That and a couple kicks in the stomach or whatever. I don't know.
I really wish there was a meme of Zeus just shaking Randy's neck, and his face gets as red as Joe's mask, and it's just over and over and over again of Zeus shaking Randy's head.
But you wouldn't think that noise.
It's just
yeah. See, there we go. He did it, kind of.
God.
But you would expect that noise to come from Zeus, because
right.
Because the entire film,
funny though.
Especially when Zeus makes his entrance, the battle,
which is epic as hell though. That entrance is cool, dude.
It's taking place at the bar. So when Brell? I keep wanting to say something else.
You can call him Kurt Fuller, the bad guy from Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah. But when he shows up and he's got his Patterson and Briscoe there that are just his yes men the entire time, and they go to the bathroom, and Stan Hansen, kind of like the unsung hero of this film, one of my favorite parts, busts open, and it looks like he's gonna dunk their heads in like those
overflowing urinals.
Yeah, those big troughs, those trough urinals. I always hated those. But
God,
he just
disgusting.
What do we got here? Teeny wieners. That's one of my favorite things.
There's another. Ain't even worth it.
And he looks so damn disgusting too. Just sweating and wet, and you heard the shitting sounds in that bathroom. I was like, God, that made me not even want to go to any public restrooms for a while. Seeing that shit, well,
the set design did a very good job of establishing like the dumpiest of dumps, for
it
a
was
disgusting bar. Like that was about as authentic as it gets.
So, Zeus comes in and he wrecks house, and that's when Brell's like, he hops in and he's all right, here's the winner. What's your name? And he grabs the mic, and this is one of the other cool parts. He's like, yeah, badass. By the way, Tyler, let's take some bets here. I feel like Joe's mic and his earbuds isn't going to make it through tonight. I don't think.
Is it bad? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you, but there's points where it gets really crackly and sometimes.
Damn it.
So I'm like, I just feel like they're gonna just go out any second now.
Oh, these were the ones with the good mic too. I feel like I'm gonna have to hold it like this. I think it's rubbing myself or something, or I don't know. It's
Maybe
or
that's
you know what I mean.
that's why. Maybe it's when you start going. Maybe it's just like hitting something and making that noise. I don't know.
Yeah. Is it doing it right now?
No, you're good. I mean, it's been mostly
Alright.
fine, but it gets kind of glitchy. I'm just like, I wonder how long those are gonna last. I give it about
Yeah,
another.
and plus, and then I don't know if at times it might be my chair. I'm sitting in a chair that has like a metal kind of sound, and once in a while, if I move, it goes crink, and when it does that, it might be picking up that sound. I can try to hold it like
yeah,
this.
no, you don't have to. Someone asked if I think it was Fedmon, if I had any drunk notes for the movie. No, because I wasn't super
Oh,
drunk.
my question. Am I correct? Did Emily fall asleep during the movie?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew. I was like, this is not a movie she's gonna make it through. I just knew it when you guys
There
were on
isn't a movie
streaming. I
she
was like,
can make it through.
oh, she falls asleep on all movies? I didn't know.
Well,
that.
it
Okay.
depends on how late it was too. Plus, she worked yesterday. She fell asleep around the part when Samantha is about to, I guess, get raped, maybe by one of the henchmen, and
Yeah, Brell's, got thugs in the parking lot.
yeah, and then Hogan shows up and like trips him up, and then like catches him on the front of the motorcycle, and I'm assuming he kills him because that
Harley
that
and
speed,
me and you in the tree.
yeah, throwing him into that tree at that speed, I'm assuming it killed him. So Hogan killed people in this movie.
Yeah, even at the end, you could think that the guy might have got shot to death. I don't know, but you never really realized there was a lot of parts in the movie where I'm thinking, damn, are they serious? Like when he was fighting Lug Wrench, and he's got that big ass thing that he's fighting with. I was like, well, God, if you hit somebody with that, you're gonna kill it. And at the end, when Zeus takes one of the ring posts and is ready to jab it into Hogan's head, and then Hogan moves and it goes right through the ring, I was like, well, that could have went through his head. It's just, to me, it implied there could have been a lot of death in this damn movie.
Which doesn't make sense because the way that rings are made, like there would have been plywood and like foam piece under there. There's no way that that's just gonna like go through it and not like bow up anything. So that didn't make.
And
any
especially
sense.
at the end when he knocks Zeus through the ring and it just
It goes through the middle of the ring. And I was like,
I remember he freaked me out though when I first seen this movie and I seen Tiny Lister and I seen him, I was like, God damn! I mean, he was frightening. And then knowing when they started doing this thing and he was going to come to the real wrestling, the World Wrestling Federation, I was like, that worked. Back in the day, I know it was still weird, but
it did not work.
Everybody, what's that?
It did not work.
For me, it freaked me out. I thought, oh my God, he can't hurt him. I just remember when he was hitting, I was like, he can't hurt him. That's when I would believe everything, Of course, like I said, they're really, doing their shit, but the scripted part, all that. But I was like, oh my God, he couldn't hurt him. He didn't do nothing to him. So I believe the character of Zeus. It kind of worked. I just always thought, again, it looks so funky from in wrestling and in the movie. When Hogan would slam Zeus, it always looks so weird to me. I was like, what is wrong about this slam? It's like he's not getting him over the head and under the crotch. He's like under the crotch and kind of grabbing to the side. Am I the only one that picked on this weird slam? It just looked weird to me all the time.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
Well, I mean, plus, and they've talked about this as well too. Like Zeus is an actor; he's not a wrestler. So what he could do was just what Hogan, Beefcake, and Randy Savage could talk to him in like 48 hours.
Yeah, hey, how about that? Somehow Beefcake got a main event spot.
Yeah,
fucking Beefcake. He didn't deserve to be there either. Do you know? Had this movie been successful, the plan would have been Hogan Zeus main event WrestleMania 6. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't. I didn't know that.
I had not heard that. That was something that they were thinking about.
Yeah, that was a plan. Had the movie done gangbusters and done really well, that Zeus would have been in the main event. But instead, luckily, thankfully, we just got those two tag matches. 3.
We got the SummerSlam, No Holds Barred, the DC, or not DC, the December pay-per-view, and then you got Survivor Series 89.
God. Fucking Beefcake, man. Like, they could have put any other deserving wrestler in there, and Hogan's like, no, I have my buddy Beefcake. I mean, at least he got a good paycheck, I guess. But I bet that pissed so many people off. It would have pissed me off.
But, Beefcake was over at the time, though. He's not a memorable wrestler by any means, but he was popular, all right, let me ask you this. Who would you have put in that spot? If Beefcake was even though he was Hogan's buddy, but was not over, who would you have picked on the roster at that time to be Hogan's tag team partner for? Because this is the guy who's going to have to work with Randy Savage.
Well, I'm going to look at the roster real quick.
Like Jake
Tyler,
Roberts? Would you put Jake Roberts
Tyler,
in there?
he's not
Would you-
gonna,
All right,
he
so
ain't gonna be able to find nobody.
we're looking at a time of we're looking around what August '89 and
Mhm.
November '89
to December.
Okay.
That was the last pay-per-view or the last event that Zeus showed up on.
Well, that's the thing too. Is who I'm trying to think of like who were the baby faces at the time as well.
You got Hacksaw,
Nah, that would have been a terrible choice.
Death the Rose. You go to pay when the baby.
Dusty Rhodes was in there in '89.
Yeah.
Huh. So he was there for a while then. Damn.
Yeah, he was there till
Getting his paycheck.
until like December 1990. I think he went back to WCW not too long at like 91. I think. You got him and
I mean, why not Warrior? Honestly, like you would.
No, I think
well, because
just the
people
Beefcake
said
thing worked.
Warrior had one of his best matches ever with Randy Savage at WrestleMania. So,
Why not?
Yeah.
Nathan, real quick, when you seen Beefcake, I mean, how old were you? Were you watching wrestling, like, when all that stuff was happening? Were you watching it as it was happening or years later? I'm curious because, like I said, at the time when I was growing up and Brutus the Barber Beefcake was there, I mean, people were fucking into him. I got a kick out of him. I like the funky music. I like the gimmick. I mean, he was cutting the fucking, hair from people, but still, people got into him. And I just didn't know if you watched him later or what.
No, I watched it as it was happening. I didn't like him as a kid. I got WrestleMania Challenge for NES, 1990, and Beefcake is in that game, and I beat him up all the time.
Well, okay. I just was checking because I know
there was
sometimes
just something about. I just never liked him. He just I don't know. It's kind of like how Vince doesn't like Christian and just wanted to put a blue dot on his face anytime he was on the screen. I would look at Beefcake and I was just like, I don't like this guy.
There's a picture because this was a running gag with me, Nathan, for years of Brutus, Ed Leslie, eBaying like a dinner with him on eBay, and it's a picture of him looking all chunky and stuff, doing this.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like this.
Wearing like a yellow shirt with a
no. He was wearing a Tampa Bay Buccaneer shirt, I believe.
Okay,
but no, I maybe it's just I saw it. Maybe as a kid I was just like, here's Hogan's buddy getting the rub and getting the push. But I always hated it. He's like, yeah, cutting and strutting. I'm like, you suck. You can't cut a promo. And they gave you your own little show, and that sucked too. The only thing people remember from it was the split of the Rockers. That's it. That's the only memorable segment from that show that he did. It sucked, man.
The barbershop.
It sucked. And even it's like that WrestleMania when they had the tag match, and he was his partner then when they took on
The
Million
Mega Maniacs and
Beefcake sucks. Can we move on from Beefcake, please? We have spent entirely too much time on this show talking about Beefcake.
We really ought to just talk about the presence of Zeus in general. Like, you say what you want about Tiny Zeus Lister. He's an actor, but people always will remember him as Zeus, period.
Now, like his size is intimidating and everything.
And his look. Like,
but the eye thing, though, kind of.
Well, I mean, as a kid, though, you don't see that as something that,
As a kid, yes. As a kid, I think he was probably the first person I ever saw that had a cross eye. I'm like, oh, that's scary. But as an adult and watching it now, it's like it kind of takes it away and almost makes him laugh.
Well, he's been made into such a joke from a wrestling fan perspective, though. But people, whether if I had the opportunity to meet him, hell yeah, I would love to like shake hands with Zeus
and get him to sign your poster.
Get him to sign my poster because he was such a memorable part of my wrestling childhood. He really was, and almost
and that cross-eyed is something that he even did into other movies. It wasn't just the Old Bard and some other movies he did. He liked that. It was this thing, and I mean, hell, you got to think about the dedication of the guy too. Just to when he was coming in for that role, he came in as Zeus. I mean, that's some dedication, and from Vince to see that right there from the start, that's pretty damn cool. Him and Hogan seeing that, like, this guy he's dedicated so much that he came in to the auditions already looking like Zeus, and that was it. They knew that was him, and he even got some bigger boots to make him a little taller than Hogan because they're both 6 foot. I think they're both 6'5" or something. They're both pretty much the same height, but it gave him a couple more inches, made him look more intimidating, and then he gained a little more weight for the role. But I was like, hey, you got to give the guy credit. Shit, he wanted to come in. He's like, okay, they want this character. I'm gonna give him this character. So I got to respect that.
Yeah, no, his performance is great. It is. I'm kind of curious why they decided to go with he needs to yell like every time he hits somebody. Is that supposed to just like
His
make
yelling,
it?
I think, works better in the film, though. Like it does. I mean, in some of his promos, like when he's there screaming with Macho Man, it works because that's what he's not actually trying to talk and cut like a full 2-minute promo. He's there to, get over as just the wrecking machine, the human wrecking machine. That's it. I think given that the guy was an actor and had no wrestling practice or background whatsoever, and Vince thought it was a good idea to put an actor in the ring to actually have matches, foolish on his part. But that's why I feel like he's very limited, and I think they do a good job of working like Survivor Series '89. They eliminate him immediately because they know he can't go. So have him choke Hogan and disqualify him and get him out of there. But he got his big moment with Hogan to keep carrying on there. So there were smart ways around it. And, nobody's not going to go in there and carry on, like a Chris Benoit or a Tito Santana or a Bret Hart in the ring. No, he's not going to do that.
Oh yeah, I'm not like shitting on his wrestling.
No. I'm saying people in general. Like I'm not saying because I honestly I like it looks great in the film because it's choreographed and edited, so he looks like he's a damn good performer altogether. The way it's shot, it's the sound effects of him clanging his wristbands together. He just looks like
as cool as his shoulder pads look from a distance. Up close, they look kind of shitty. It looked like
they work better. They look better in the movie, though. When it's on TV, you can only cover it, but so many ways. In the movie, you have the right lighting and shadowing, and he's not wearing it for very long before he slides it off, tears the headband off. It just looks more menacing in the movie, whereas on a taped wrestling challenge, you can only do so much. You can only hide but so much. Even when he's there selling or trying to beat Hogan down with like the double it doesn't look great because you can clearly tell he's not really making genuine connection because he's an actor. He doesn't know how to sell that. And I read to or listened to because they on Bruce Pritchard's podcast they actually talk about Zeus's run, no holds barred, the whole thing, and they're having to retape, that moment when Hogan's going in to fight Boss Man in the cage and Zeus is there to greet him, having to retape that in front of a live audience. Like just for an audience perspective, like, okay, is this revealing too much to an audience who's there thinking all this is real? Like, what, they're going to come out and do it again?
Yeah, that would have to be difficult. It's kind of surprised that they didn't find a way to, like maybe film the ring somewhere else.
It should have been a tape promo, like Hogan trying to come to the ring and is attacked by Zeus, like where the audience is not there. Like they shouldn't have been a part of it at all.
Delvis says Beefcake was a superb technical wrestler. R.I.P. He's not dead. He's still alive. Just want to throw
maybe he means his career. I don't know.
Maybe.
I know Nathan's like he's not dead. He's alive.
Hey, I don't mean like ill will towards him or anything.
Yeah, talk about he's so disappointed.
It's like, damn, he really hates him, huh? I was like, no, I don't hate him that much. Shit.
Oh Christ!
I would love if we went to any convention and I knew Ed Leslie was going to be there, just to hear Nathan's commentary and constantly ask him, "You're going to get Beefcake's autograph?" If we
I get a picture with him, and I would look disappointed as shit, man. I would just stand aside. If he's like, make sure he's looking.
You have to do it like that reenact that picture that he did. That's what you have to do.
No, I would honestly. He would be looking at the camera, and I would just be looking at him like, man, fuck that
Christ.
guy. You're right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm okay. I was just.
What about we've kind of gone all over the place though, but and I will like the fun, like the match itself, like and that's like a good Zeus match because it's edited and makes it look a lot more legit, like selling the punches. And
that match itself is cool because it actually keeps that rule of no holds barred alive. Like they spend very little. Well, they spend a few minutes in the ring, but a lot of it is also outside of the ring.
Yeah,
each other up, and Randy getting shoved to the ground, and
he sees his like little finger, and then he falls over, and the Zeus kicks him. Like, man, Randy's such a wimp.
He's
like even as a kid, I thought he was a dork.
Yeah, like the backstory too is they touch on it briefly at the beginning of the Rip match. Was it's like their parents died in an
Yeah.
accident or something.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, why did you have to throw that? I guess to have more sympathy for Randy when he's getting his shit kicked in the entire movie, but yeah, he's like the beefcake of the movie.
I mean, I really like
Just
as an adult.
tags along and gets his ass kicked, and he sucks. But he's
It's
still
just-
alive. He's not dead.
Yeah. But I just love because some movies will do that where you're trying to sell the injuries of a fight scene or your protagonist gets beat up, but to think that he's hospitalized, he can't move, they're loading him down like a water bed to keep. And he's trying to learn how to walk again. He can't move his hands because he just choked him by the neck and then kicked him in the stomach, and he's paralyzed.
Yeah. I like the part two when Hogan's he's just like, "Come on!" It makes me think of the Gene Hulk porn. Come on, Gino, I the Hulkster.
Oh, the Hulkster. Oh, Hulk.
Oh. Joe's like, "What are you talking about?" I had to send it to you. It's like a promo package of when Mean Gene was going to tag with Hulk Hogan, I believe.
And they're training together.
Yeah, and they're training together, and it's Mean Gene is carrying Hogan on his back and going up an incline of steps at some sort of like
at
outdoor,
a football stadium,
like a football stadium. Yeah, but if you don't have the video as you're watching it and you just listen to it, it sounds like they're having sex.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's honestly, it's really, really funny.
It's like Warrior's Confession,
God. Yeah, where someone took an interview with Ultimate Warrior and just like chopped it up, and it just makes it sound awful.
Told me to come, and he said, "You don't need to come." What do you mean, don't come? It's what I wanted to do.
Joe's just like, this is stupid.
It was magic. It was a shoot, and then later, Lindy came into the picture. I said, "We're not doing this." I almost threw up. Women and all. I'd never been to that stuff. Women and all. And then when I got Jerry Briscoe, we went in the shower. He proceeded to F it on the backside. It was a really hard worker.
Tyler's watched it way too many times.
Because it's hilarious. It never gets old. It's a joke that is always. Joe's like,
have
I gone too far with this?
Yeah, maybe.
What?
I don't know.
Joe, did I upset you?
No, I didn't get any of the stuff, so I was letting you guys go. I was like, I haven't seen any of these things, but I know you
I could have
guys.
swore I said this to Joe years ago, and he was like, I don't like it.
Joe,
Did I?
I'll send it to you. I'll send you the audio from that so you can listen to it, and
we'll send you Warrior's Confession.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen either. I know you guys have seen a lot of those shoot interviews and other different things, and I haven't seen a lot of that stuff. So I just didn't know what you guys were saying. I was like letting you go. I was like, you guys are loving it. You go ahead. I was like, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know it.
And there we are.
Yeah.
What else should we bring up about this film? We were talking, I think when we were bringing it up last week or at some point, for some reason I thought that part where Hogan's on the motorcycle and you see the dog getting thrown into the water, I thought that was in this film. It's actually in Mr. Nanny.
I was going to say, I know that never happened in Noah's part.
I guess one thing we could talk about that, Tyler, you always mentioned, you said that the ending is a little bit different on the VHS compared to the DVD, or there's some sort of difference there.
Yeah, there is like on the DVD or Blu-ray release, like the intro is a bit different. They edited out like a couple of different things. Yeah, I believe there is something wrong or edited out from the ending as well. But it's just one of those things, like, because it was a New Line Cinema release. It was released through RCA, like the same distribution company that released like the He-Man cartoons and things like that. So
and you can see that on the spine of the VHS, like that all that artwork usually tended to be the same with the company's releases.
Yeah. So that was just because I remember watching it so much as a kid. And then becoming embarrassed about it, but I still remembered everything, like vividly, like the intro, everything, certain sequences, music that was altered and things like that. So I really wish I had gotten like the VHS bootleg at Mad Monster, because someone was selling like the VHS print of it with like the RCA spinning logo as you're hearing like the sound of the audience and the music's building. before it actually starts the opening credits, and that was just kind of like the ideal way to watch it. It was uninterrupted, unedited, unaltered, because of
uncensored as raw.
Yeah, no holds barred. But I forgot where I was going with this. I mean, or what Nathan just said. Yeah, there are some alterations to the DVD Blu-ray release that WWE released. But overall, and to touch on something Joe said earlier too, and Nathan as well, like Hogan did not make a slew of great films. I like Suburban Commando because I think it is a good film. I know Joe and Nathan are not big fans of it. I legitimately like it. It's not the funniest film of all time, but I think Hogan's comedic timing does work pretty good in it. But I also felt like if Hogan, and this goes for anybody, we've discussed The Rock and various other wrestlers who've tried to do movies. If you give them something that they can, like Roddy Piper being the star of They Live, like he's working with John Carpenter, a very extremely talented director with a great script. You almost kind of feel like that's what a lot of wrestlers need. And any good actor, they need a good director to work with, someone who can guide them, because they're not actors, even though they are acting as wrestlers on TV. But as an actor, that's a completely different thing, even though there are similarities. If anybody really wanted to work with Hogan, and Hogan actually was willing to work with a good director and actually take direction and not like, doesn't work for me, brother, kind of thing. It's hard to say where Hogan could have gone, because Hogan had the look, like was great in Rocky III, even though he's playing a wrestler, but he's doing a good job. And honestly, Hogan does some good things in No Holds Barred. He's good with the comedic timing and the humorous scenes. There's done a whole bunch of them. He's great in the action sequences. He's got charisma and presence.
Yeah, but what about the scene when Randy's in the hospital bed and he's crying?
Well, at least
Hogan's brought to tears, and he grabs Randy by the hand that's got the IV in it. So that probably fucking hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there like boo-hooing. Or what about the scene when Samantha's about to get raped, beat up, whatever, and he comes back and he's like, I don't like it when you're hurt. And he like puts his head on there, and then he gets kind of creepy with it. Like there's so many moments with the two of them where he looks like he's trying to kiss her and she's like moving her head a little bit. Like, no, that's not part of the script, Hogan. What are you doing?
I mean, aside from, Randy being such a wiener in the movie, Hogan does a great job of selling that he's sad. Like, he doesn't do like an embarrassing, visual of him crying. I mean, really, he doesn't do a bad job.
I know. I'm trying to get you fired up, honestly.
But consoling scene, I could see why, that would be picked apart. Him trying to be emotionally supportive to Samantha's, possible rape. But it's not meant for everybody. And Hogan made a bunch of bad films after that. With Mr. Nanny, I watched it once. I did not like it. I've never seen Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
I saw Mr. Nanny in theaters, I think.
But Suburban Commando, I did see in theaters. I loved it as a kid. I still enjoy it to this day.
Undertaker's in it with "You're dead, man, Ramsey."
So,
and Christopher Lloyd is pretty awesome in Suburban Commando.
He's good in it. Shelley Duvall's good in it. I mean, there's some good, funny stuff in it. But I think a great director probably could have gotten something actually legit as of like an action movie. Probably, I'm not saying it would have been anything on par with like Stallone, Van Damme, and certainly not Arnold, but something that you feel like, that wasn't a bad action film. Because we're watching No Holds Barred. I was embarrassed to ever watch it again for a period. Now, actually, I really do like the film. It's a fun film.
Well, why were you embarrassed to watch it?
Because it just felt like, God, this movie's so lame. Then I went back as an adult and like, you know what? It's like Street Fighter the movie, where I loved it as a kid. You're like, you know what? This movie's what the hell was that?
That's Joe laughing at you.
Was that him farting over there?
No, it's just a snort. My God, Street Fighter the movie. I fucking hate it then. I hate it now. That's just nothing. God damn, I hate that movie.
With Van Damme?
Oh, I hate that fucking movie.
Oh, there's some good stuff in that movie now, man.
Really? I hate that movie. Maybe we'll talk about it sometime. We could do that, and you can do our pros and cons, and not try to sway the audience, to agree with you or me. But
I absolutely loathed the film for many, many years, and just decided to pop it in. And it's like, you know what? I mean, and I told Nathan before, and I said before, it's like a G.I. Joe movie.
Oh yeah,
look
yeah,
at-
we talked about it. I was like, yeah, this is the GI Joe movie that we
should have got.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
we
Emmer
know
mentioned
that
it,
we've
yeah.
always had and didn't realize that we did.
Yeah. So if we ever do a Street Fighter, movie discussion, I can elaborate. And if you look at it as like a GI Joe film, since they did the
That-
action
yeah,
figures,
Kind of
Hasbro.
that aspect, yeah. Because I mean, when I'm comparing to the game that I was obsessed on,
Well, yeah,
just
it
seeing the
clearly
movie
is
is like,
not. Yeah, yeah. That's where I feel like, and probably because the Van Damme had done Lionheart, which is Street Fighter. That's probably one of the reasons why it got changed so much, even though they had to come up with a script relatively quickly to appease Capcom and make sure all the current roster.
Wait. Did you say Capcom?
Capcom?
Okay, sound like sick. I was gonna be like,
Nah,
what's
you're trying to find something to buy to make fun of. It's not going to happen, Nathan.
I mean, you being a super huge Hogan mark's more than enough, really.
You can't hurt me anymore with your comments about me being a Hogan mark. Can't hurt me.
yeah. I mean, but like I said, no holds barred. No, it is to me it's his best movie, and I still like his performance in Rocky 3 though the best. I mean, I did enjoy that because he was such a villain and he just scared the shit out of me, and they just made him look like such a monster compared to Sylvester Stallone, and how they'd of course inflate the weight difference and make that even more. Just he looked like just a monster, and he was scary until at the end, posing for the picture. But yeah, his other movies, I've like you said, Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando. I've seen them like just once, and they just didn't, float my boat. If that's what some
How
people
about
say.
Thunder in Paradise?
Thunder. You know what's weird? That's almost to me something I don't even know if I remember ever seeing. Because was that in the time around WCW when he went there or something?
Yeah.
Okay,
right
and
before that, right before WCW.
Yeah. Okay, and I don't know. It never caught my attention where I think I ever wanted to see it. I can't remember. Was that the theaters or was that just on TV
it was
or
a TV
what?
show. It was a TV show.
Oh, okay. Honestly, no, never watched it, so I don't know if that was good or bad. I mean, I would just have to get your guys' opinions, but I never seen them.
I honestly, Thunder in Paradise, don't really remember. Like, I remember the theme and some of the episodes, and just be like, yeah, I was kind
The
of
theme's badass.
Yeah, but I don't really remember. And speaking of a badass theme, Zeus did have a badass theme.
Man, Jim Johnston did an amazing job.
Yeah,
of the Zeus thing. Still badass to this day.
Yeah, like bass heavy, like really like a funky bass too, and it's like doom doom doom. Yeah, I enjoy that a lot. Now, some of the other music that Jim Johnston did for this movie, not
Did
as
he do the
memorable.
ones with the fights, like the ones when they were when he was fighting in the diner? Oh,
yeah,
I didn't like that. It felt
well,
off.
Well, the song in the diner, isn't that the Hank Williams Jr.
That's Hank
song?
Williams. Well, all my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
Oh, that's a real one. God, I just fucking
no,
hate
the
it.
actual
I'll admit,
instrumental music in the film, like when he's actually
Oh,
fighting
okay.
Zeus in the ring, it has this kind of like lackluster, like heroic vibe to it, which is pretty weak.
Yeah. Other than Zeus's theme, the rest of the soundtrack just kind of
Have
pads.
they have a pie
everything,
fight?
like when Zeus shows up in the bar, or when the helicopter lands and Zeus comes out. Like,
Well,
it's
that's the Zeus
variations
theme.
of the Zeus theme,
Yeah.
but it feels like there's a little bit more to it. But I mean, it sounds really, really good, man. It's hard to find like a really good, clean, quality version of that. Nathan,
I guess I better try to find that, huh?
yeah.
Since Tyler's an
I
idiot.
remember
Well,
I
it's
didn't like the
great to
pie
work out
fight.
to.
The pie fight against the gun. That's the part that drove me nuts. Was when he's throwing pies at the guy and the gun. And he's I'm like, you have a gun, you just fucking shoot him. But I mean, I know you don't want the hero to get shot, but I just couldn't stand that part of the movie. That was probably one of the parts of the movie that really drove me nuts.
Well, that and even before too, he kind of announces to everyone, it's like, get down, because he's about to just like throw that stool and everything.
And they apparently don't hear it. Yeah, exactly. Get down, everybody! Rip the stool up and throw it at the guy. Yeah, that wasn't a thrilling part of the movie. That's something I wish they could have did something script wise, had a better kind of like fight for him to defend or protect people. Just something didn't vibe, with me in that part. But
yeah,
I enjoyed it. Like,
that was probably a Vince move. It's like, we gotta have a diner fight.
Just to be silly, I guess.
A hardcore diner fight.
Yeah. No, all right. I'll throw out one more thing. I guess we can wrap up and give our star ratings. But do you think that Brel died at the end? He gets shocked and he's just laying there. You see blood kind of come out of his mouth.
Yeah,
do you
he's
think
dead.
He's dead? Okay.
Dead.
Joe?
Without question.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, you're getting he's getting electrocuted, which they're leading up to it. Everything keeps ripping, and you see the sparks. You see more sparks, and then when he gets shocked, and then he's just laying there. Anytime you lay and your eyes are basically open like that, looking, and Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm assuming he was dead. And they're all, yay! In the background, you have all the celebration.
Yeah, Rip.
Woohoo!
He's
Kill
dead.
that fucker.
And obviously, I guess because they follow up storyline wise with bringing Zeus in, that Zeus isn't dead at the end of the movie.
Well, I'd always heard the storyline was that Zeus was upset for losing in the movie, so therefore he's, even though they were filming
in the movie,
together,
it looks like he's dead.
well, and that's how I took it as a kid. Like the movie, he's dead. Like I felt like the blood on his mouth was to signify he's dead.
Yeah.
So that's why
Eternal
it didn't make much sense. That's why they should have just called him Hogan. Like Hulk Hogan stars as Hulk Hogan in No Holds Barred. Like to call him Rip.
Well, I was just going to ask you that, Tyler, because I thought maybe you had an answer. That was the one thing, again, as a kid, always kind of confused me. It's like you're hearing the World Wrestling Federation. You're hearing that announced. You hear Jesse Ventura, Mean Gene. I mean, we know the names, and he comes as Rip. And it always confused me. I was like, well, why wasn't he Hulk Hogan? But I know, is there legal stuff? Was there a reason? Like, did you ever hear behind the scenes stuff?
I mean, it's a WWF produced film. Like Vince and Hogan's fingers are all over the film. So it was just strictly like they're giving him a movie role. Like their idea of him being an actor is playing a guy named Rip who's a wrestler.
I thought it was just okay.
I mean, with what they were trying to do, I think it would have been a lot smarter to, if you're trying to sell, like, in this time where wrestling's thought of as real, that he should have just been called Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan in No Holds Barred. Yeah. Make him he's the champ for WWF, and another company wants Hulk Hogan. I'm not going to work. I'm going to start my own thing. Yeah, I just think
because they're acknowledging the rest. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, they always acknowledge the rest, but that was just strange. And yeah, it just really, I've said it at the beginning, I'll say it again. I was really confused of the lack of success, especially with Hulkamania, with everybody that's a wrestling fan who loved Hogan. Why weren't they going to the fucking movie to see this? And then adding the people who don't even like wrestling, that just like action films. It's something for me. It always just dumbfounded me because it's a wrestling movie, but yes, pumped up, with extremes, but it's a wrestling movie. So if you're a wrestling fan, you like them. I don't know why they didn't go. It always had me scratching my head. Really, I just never got it. Never understood it.
I mean, it probably didn't help that because it came out in the summer, probably arguably the biggest summer of movie releases that anybody can recall. If it had come out in October or even January, like the dump season, like it might have actually done a bit better. Like it had come out in January '89, a little bit earlier, it may have done a little bit better and it had a little bit more prominent. But also, wrestlers just don't translate well to the screen in starring roles. Like, say what you. I mean, it's not like the Rock films; they may make some money, but people are not lining up around the block like they did for Jurassic Park or Batman '89 for the Rock film. John Cena. I think they realized he can't be a leading man in a movie. He may have a supporting role or something like that, but wrestlers just don't bring people into the theaters because they don't watch wrestling. Wrestling now is
and The Rock has kind of gone. At least nowadays, The Rock is almost like, beyond wrestling now, more of an actor. And his movies, I mean, like you said, I know you're not really a big fan, but they do bring in some big bucks, like the ones that he usually will star in. But
yeah, I mean, Jumanji did fantastic.
Yeah,
and the movie itself is not like
it's not a terrible movie, but I feel like it's everything's still jokes. Like how are you supposed to take the guy seriously as a legit actor if all he's doing is just
Speaking of which, did either of you catch that new Hellboy trailer?
Nah, because I'm not really interested in seeing it, but it sounds like is people pissed off about it or something?
I haven't really gauged the feeling on how everyone else feels about it, but I know how I feel about it. They're using that formula that Marvel has done. It seems, and I know that his character is quippy and one-liners and everything, but it really just. At least from the trailer, the tone of it looks like it's going to be kind of joke heavy, but also at the same time just sort of generic and just bland. Like it's just, I don't know. Did we really need? I mean, whatever. Go back to the well, I guess. Those other two movies did good. Some time has passed. People forgot about those. It's only been about 10 years. Plenty of time. Let's throw a new one out there. But I was reading this really quick. No Holds Barred debuted at number 2 behind Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade with almost $5 million in ticket sales.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder if Indiana Jones. I think that it could have been. It's just almost like Tyler said. I mean, but going up against Indiana Jones, you're going to lose, and I guarantee it would have been number 1 if that movie wouldn't have been out. And also, if that movie wouldn't have been out, yeah, could have made more. Like you said, it's all about timing too.
Well,
It's all about timing.
what's the release date for that and Indiana Jones? Like, does it have like the June? It was in June. I do know that.
June 2nd.
Okay, Batman comes out later that month. So does Ghostbusters 2. All in the month of June.
Yeah, Indiana Jones came out the week before.
Yeah, so that right there, I don't care what was coming out. Nothing was going to survive the onslaught of the month of June in 1989, period.
Yeah.
So, it probably would have done better.
But they broke even on it, so it wasn't a total colossal failure like most people think it is. They broke even, so and
well, you know what?
People like it.
I think no, I mean they do. I mean, it's like I said, some people want to shit and joke about it, but it's still a good movie. It is, in my opinion, Hogan's best movie. But you know how we always got to do the out of 5 stars, 4, 5, 6, whatever. I mean, 1 to 5 of the stars of ranking it. What do you give it, Tyler? I'm curious.
I'd probably give it 3.5. Close to 4 because I do have a lot of fun with it. I will give it 4 because I'm at that point like I have fun with it. Not just for nostalgia, but it's the fight choreography is quite good in it. I love Zeus's performance, and Hogan does a good job playing himself. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's not trying to, win an Oscar or anything like that. And Joan Severance is absolutely stunning in the film, and it's a fun film. I say, I think I'd give it 4 stars, regardless of the content. It's just a lot of fun.
Oh, it is. I mean, like I said, there's the certain parts that I thought on certain things, but I still enjoy it. I mean, it's not one I flip over. It's not one I want to shit
by any means.
Right. Like I said, I don't want to shit on it. I don't want to say it's the greatest film of all time, but I mean, it's one I'd give a 3. I still do enjoy it. I don't go nuts over it, but it's still a good movie. So I give it a 3. What about you, Nathan?
I give it 3.5. I agree with what Tyler says. Yes, it's not the best movie ever, and yes, I give it a little bit of hell, but that's mostly just to get a rise out of Tyler. It is it's a fun movie to watch. It's an entertaining way to kill 93 minutes, I think is how long the runtime is on that. And the performance, it's just a fun concept. And also just, why not make more movies like this? Why not do No Holds Barred and just like remake it and put John Cena in it or something? I don't know. Like, let's make it happen.
No,
I'd leave it alone. Yeah, just let it stand as it is. It doesn't need to be remade or put any other wrestlers in there.
The Miz. Let's do it with The Miz.
You're doing this to rile up. I know you're trying to rile up.
He's doing all those Marine movies. Let's just remake No Holds Barred. WWE has the total rights to it now since they are the ones that put it out on DVD. And
don't give them any ideas. They might do something like this. I've wanted to give one more review. I forgot to review Treevenge. I'm giving that a 5. I love that damn movie. Thanks for recommending it. God, what an insane fucking Christmas movie. That's a new Christmas tradition for me. So I give it a 5.
That's good. I would give Treevenge. I would give Treevenge a 4.
Higher than No Holds Barred, man, dude.
Yeah. You like that? What the fuck, Nathan?
But no,
get that higher.
It's the Treevenge is creative. It's funny.
Oh, it's insane.
But it I guess could be overly offensive to other people. But I love it. I think it's great.
I'm offended you gave it a higher rating. I demand a public apology at $500.
You can kiss my ass and you go straight to hell.
You jock ass.
You jock ass.
I'm gonna take this check. Check this. I won't be around when this check clears and stuff it in your mouth. Yeah.
God. He says jock ass a lot in the movie.
Yeah. He did say it a lot. Yeah.
I'm sure that was a Vince.
Oh yeah, that has Vince all over it. That sounds like something he would say. He probably still says it to this day.
Yeah.
I do like that ring a lot at the end. Yeah. Granted, it's 8 sides, which is it's funny. Ring. Well, no, the TNA ring was 6 sides.
Oh, I thought it was 8. That's right, it was 6 sides. Never mind.
But I've always enjoyed that alterations to ring styles, and I think some of those guys in Impact actually liked that ring being that way. I think they went back to it. They reverted back to it because when Hogan and Bischoff.
Now it's back to the TNA. 4 now again. Yeah, they've gone back and forth. Now it's 4 again because Delvis even asked me. Yeah, it's back to 4. Delvis asked me something earlier. He said, Joe, did you watch a lot of wrestling with your cousin who wrestles? Well, it's not my cousin. It's my nephew. But yes, when he was young, he loved watching. He was, growing up watching the Attitude Era and just loving the stuff. I would record it on TV, bring it over to my mom's on the weekend. and me and my mom and my nephew would always watch it together. And we knew at that young age when he said he wanted to be a wrestler, we knew it. We said, "You're going to be a wrestler, Trey." And my mom really had, God rest her soul, the belief that he was going to become a wrestler. And so it's a lot to him, right now that he's now become a wrestler in TNA. And it's something else. I'm so proud of him. So that's Trey Miguel.
You said that he's actually gonna compete, and
yes, he's going to be. I believe on their pay-per-view that's going to be coming up, he's going to be in the X division that they're bringing back. So he's going to be competing for that belt. So
that's awesome.
It'll be cool to watch. Yeah, it'll be cool to watch. So
you should honestly, you should hit him up and just be like, "Hey, come on the show. We'll talk wrestling with him. We'll ask him who his favorites were. We can ask him his opinions on Beefcake." And...
well, the thing is, he wasn't born at the time of Beefcake. He was born after Beefcake.
Probably for the best.
But he might, yeah, exactly. Maybe he doesn't want to revisit, or not revisit. Maybe he doesn't want to watch that time of wrestling.
Yeah.
I could ask him sometime if he'd ever want to come on. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. We'll interview him. We'll grill him, but we won't be too harsh on like, "Hey man, who's the assholes backstage?"
Yeah, Dixie Carter, she sleep with you?
No, Dixie Carter has nothing to do with TNA anymore.
It doesn't mean she can't still sleep around in the back room, though.
Right. And then the big question would be like, "Okay, do you happen to have a picture of your uncle?" And he's like, "Right here," and pops up like, "Damn it!" So
yeah,
I have to make sure.
How big? Somehow, Joe has managed to infiltrate every picture on this planet with Joe's face, and he's photoshopped that modular sticker on there and everything.
Right. Oh shit.
Go
ahead.
Yes.
I don't know why that's the thing all of the wrestlers get asked. It's like I've never even been around. Batista hasn't been wrestling for a long time now.
Wait, what did you say? That? What's the question?
When in a lot of the kayfabe commentaries shoots with various wrestlers, the questions from fans that they always get asked, that Sean always asks them, is like, "How big is Batista's dick?" And they're like, "What?"
Jesus.
Yeah.
What?
That's a running gag.
I guess. All right. Yeah, how'd you want to wrap it up?
God, I don't even know other than going into the end spiel. I'll ask Tyler this real quick. Is Stan Hansen on that poster at all? Is he in the bottom of that?
No. You got Randy's girlfriend, Joan Severance, Zeus, and then a crowd shot from the big field day that Hogan was a part of.
Horseshit. Stan Hansen should be on that poster. Get Randy
What
out of there.
What about Klondike Kramer? Klondike Kramer should have been on there.
Yeah. Any of those guys. Put all those guys on there.
Well, make sure you guys both. Didn't you say that tonight you were going to show the stuff from Delvis, his picture tonight on Fans of Power?
Yeah, I'll show that again on Fans of Power as well.
Okay. All right, cool.
Tyler, do you have yours? You still got to go get it, right?
Yeah, I got to go pick it up. Yeah. I'll be picking that up here in just a little bit.
So we'll have an enveloping, not an unboxing, but
I think he even asked me to open it up on the podcast. So I have, other than I'll have a big head to represent my big ego. I think that's about all I really know about it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he does. It'd be crazy, as much as, like you said, everybody jokes in the chat room about the big ego. So let's hope it's not a giant picture of just a head and then an itty bitty body that's just standing there.
Oh, no, that would be unrealistic if I had a little itty bitty body. Now we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that one now.
Right. Jesus. Oh shit. Go ahead, Nathan. Tell everybody what to do and like and all the good stuff.
Well, first of all, I want to say Tyler's ego is huge and Beefcake sucks. But thank you guys that joined us live in the chat. It's always a pleasure to have you around. If you didn't catch this live and you're checking out the channel and you're brand new to it, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified when we go live or when new videos are posted. Check out the links below. We have the Podbean download link, the iTunes page, and I want to encourage those guys that are listening to us on a weekly basis, hop over to YouTube, comment on the video, give us a subscribe, support the channel, check out Joe's Customs, buy his t-shirts, and check out Fans of Power at youtube.com/Fans of Power Podcast. It's the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe weekly podcast that we do live just like this one and interact with the chat. It's a lot of fun. And we kind of already know what we're doing for that tonight, more or less.
Does Joe know about it? Or is
Joe and I were kind of talking about it while I was doing the video game thing last night.
Kibosh on. I was like,
no. And keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled for Beyond Retro Arcade. I'm gonna be doing plenty of those during my break. As Tyler's drumming something.
Oh, you can even hear that? I'm just playing with the water bottle here.
Yeah. We can hear it when you drink too. Oh yeah, you're gonna do the Hardy Boys theme. Yeah, I used to do that to him all the time, and he'd get pissed off.
Yeah, because Nathan just got up in the morning, come to school just to give me grief over being a fan of the.
I mean,
Boys.
shit, man, that was a good portion of the reason why I showed up to school every day.
Yeah, if Nathan didn't stay home and have to take a shit, he's like, "Oh man, I got to go to school and make fun of Tyler."
I think we talked about it. That was always the worst. Just you have to take a shit
before school,
Hey,
right before school.
Yeah.
You got to give before you end it though. You got to at least give Fedmon's last comment. The dig he just did at Tyler in the comments. Go ahead.
Can anyone even draw Tyler's ego? Is there enough paper in the world? I don't think so.
Probably not. I mean, you imagine how many trees you would have to cut down to capture the.
There wouldn't be
size.
any more trees. The planet would just die.
Yeah,
it would kill us
all.
all.
The rainforest would suffer. And I can't have that on my conscience. My ego is just too big to take any kind of suffering like that. So you know what? Don't bother. I'm not going to have that on my ego.
God. Make sure you guys comment down below and let us know your thoughts on No Holds Barred. And if you think Beefcake sucks, which he does, let us know. Like the video, share with friends. And guys, I will see you guys, Fans of Power, tonight.
See ya.
Merry Christmas, everyone! If you only listen to Beyond Retro, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh yeah, I guess we should throw that, or whatever you happen to celebrate.
Yeah, whatever you celebrate, or just say, what? Hey, real quick, I ain't being all PC. Merry Christmas, everyone.
No. Hold on a second. That is something to say real quick. Right now, it is Christmas time. Hanukkah has already passed. Kwanzaa comes after Christmas on the 26th. So right now, it's Christmas. So it's like I always tell everybody, when I go out in public, if somebody came up to me and said, which they have, Happy Hanukkah, I'll say it in reply. I'm going to say it right back in return. It's something people say is a joyous thing. They're not trying to be asses to you. So if they say Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, they're not trying to be asses. It's if that's what you celebrate and you're being kind, it's basically just saying a gesture of holidays in general. It's like, are we going to come to a point where if you say Happy Holidays and somebody says, I don't celebrate any holidays, don't say that to me, it offends me. It's like, Jesus, are we going to come to a point where we can't say nothing? Just hi.
Yeah. That's it. Stand about that. What about the Masamato? What about celebrating the life of Amato for Masamato?
No, but I mean, anyway? it's just remember,
it's year round, sir, every day.
That's right, yeah.
There you go. No, but it is. I always say it's just basically people just trying to be kind. That's all any of these holidays right now. It's a good feel because I'll tell you what, here where I live, there's something that shocked me. On the corner of our street, of one of these streets. No, this is crazy.
I don't know where this is going, and I'm kind of excited.
Like you said, on the corner of the street, like down there in the ghetto.
There was there was right in like this island between a pretty busy intersection where it goes in a lot of different directions. There's like a little island. There's a little stop light where you push butt. Right in the crack, this little weed grew. A weed grew, and this guy came by. Dude, thought it would be fun. It made news. Hold up.
I saw that on the news.
We made national news. This guy put a little tinsel on this weed to be fun, just calling it like a Christmas weed to spread the holiday cheer. Some other people came by. They started putting decorations, put fake presents, put flowers, everything. It's been going on for weeks, and it's now known as the Christmas weed. And people are just being kind, which has led to now people doing stuff to where they're doing stuff for causes, charities, giving money to the homeless and a lot of these homeless shelters. That's what this is always about, is just to be kind to one another. And who would have thought by somebody putting a little tinsel on a weed, we have now had something called the Christmas weed, and people are just coming there singing songs and just everybody being together. That's what it's about.
So that is right down the street from you.
It is. It's down the street, 2 miles down the street. Oh, shit.
Did they come to your house and interview you about what your thoughts on
now they're going to know where I live.
If anybody's watching national news, just disregard what I said about that Christmas weed and me living a couple miles from
he lives in parts unknown, people.
You're going to see me celebrating on the news. I'm going to have the mask because they've had the news.
Joe makes everyone wear his Modulite mask so that way they think everybody in that crowd, like, where's the real Joe?
Were you actually there when the news crews were there?
No.
I think he's lying.
He's going to admit it anyway.
I'm going to look up all of those now and see if we can find Joe Amato.
I'm going to look for somebody with certain
Yeah, no, there's going to be someone in the background there with the Christmas weed, and there's going to be like a chick stuffed in there, and he's just and he'll just pick it out and put it in his pocket and walk away.
and then he comes back with like a small bag of gizzards. Like, there's his present to put on
No,
our tree.
he's like, what is this? I checked to Children's Miracle Network. Oh yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah, I'm a child who needs a miracle.
Right. Oh God. But yeah, so right now it is Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, Fedmon says FBI is narrowing in on your location now.
They're getting my ass now. Yeah, I'm slipping every time we talk. I slip a little bit more and more. So see you guys
I'll say Merry Christmas as well. Happy holidays, whatever you're into. I hope that the season is treating you well and you're enjoying the festives. And we'll leave it at that.
Did you say Festivus?
I said festives. I know you're going to try to rope me into that whole Seinfeld bullshit, and that show sucks, so I'm not doing it.
All right, you go back to your freaks and geese and get the hell
now
out
I'm
of
like,
here.
what's worse, Seinfeld or Beefcake at this point? See you guys next week.